Hi guys, I just arrived at the barn and I'm getting ready to ride soon. It's pretty warm today. I'm not thinking I'm going to need all these layers and bundles. It was yesterday and the day before absolutely brutally cold, but today it seems to have warmed up quite a bit. So just waving hello to one of my friend riders there. She's heading out. She just put her horse away. So forage is so crucially important, and it's very, very important to give extra forage prior to these cold snaps, just to make sure that that horse is continually eating. And I've talked about forage so many times, but I'll just say again that old timers back in the day used to call the cecum of the horse, or the hindgut, they used to call it the furnace of the horse. And honestly, this is so true, because what happens in the hindgut is that forage fiber bacteria that's present in the hindgut starts to chomp away and eat away at that forage fiber. As a byproduct, the horse's body has taken everything it can out of it, and then it dumps into the cecum to ferment. In this process of fermentation of this fiber, something called volatile fatty acids build up and are given off. And these volatile fatty acids, the horse can actually use as a very, very good source of energy. And so there are a lot of, nice ponies that you'll go out and you'll see they don't have a blanket on, and they're as warm as toast and happy as can be. And that's because they have that good system in their hindgut of that breakdown of the forage fiber. Now, if you've ever seen a manure pile steaming, or you've ever put your hay in too early and it gets hot, that's what I'm talking about. That's that breakdown of forage fibers, and it creates heat or steam. And so it's the same process as fermenting, basically. Yeah, and so that can keep your horse very, very warm. Also, it's really important to know that one of those volatile fatty acids that is given off is butyric acid, which can be utilized by the horse as energy. And many of the other volatile fatty acids, the word volatile sounds bad, but it's not. It's a very, very positive thing. You want more of those. The body can reconvert these to fatty acids, and also to building protein chains as well, to helping in assisting that process. So volatile fatty acids are really important. So that's why it's so important to keep good quality forage pouring through, to keep your horses from utilizing other sources of calories and energies when they don't have to. One of the best ways to encourage that fermentation in the hindgut is to feed a good quality probiotic. And yes, I know everyone's going to come at me because they say I only ever recommend one type. And in Canada, if I was in the States, yes, there are a few other brands of probiotics that I like. But here in Canada, I wholeheartedly believe with every ounce of my being that Omega Alpha's Probiotic 8 Plus is the best for helping all the way through the gut. The other really interesting thing about that product is that it does have enzymes in it. Not a lot of other probiotics have that, and that's really important. Enzymes help to cleave molecules apart so that they're more easily absorbed and digested. So that's a really, really important part. So to help keep that hindgut chugging along and digestion through the small intestine through enzymatic digestion, probiotics are a must through the winter. And of course, again, I like Probiotic 8 by Omega Alpha. There's many other reasons, but I'm not going to go into everything that I like about that product. But, and some of you are going to say, oh, she worked for the company for years, blah, 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 blah. I don't get any kickback from them. I don't get anything from them, which is fine. I just really, really believe in that product. And 100% of the horses that I've put onto that product have done well. So anyway, onward. Forage, probiotics. The next thing, which is a huge topic, is hydration. I'm really fortunate. The barn that I'm at, the owner of the barn used to be a high level groom. And so she's got excellent husbandry habits. And one of the things that they do here is they provide heated water buckets in the winter for the horses, which really encourages them to drink. Now, drinking is kind of curious. So And I don't know if you know, but like this is an extra large Tim Hortons tea. I probably drink many of these a day. Sometimes I'm really thirsty and I'll chug it, and not even 20 minutes later, I have to go to the bathroom and pee it all out. Other times I'll get a Tim Hortons extra large tea and I'll sip it and sip it and sip it, and I don't have to go to the bathroom as urgently and as quickly. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Hydration or liquid, just because you're drinking doesn't mean you're hydrating your body, okay? It's kind of like, I don't even know if I can think of a good analogy. I'm kind of going off the top of my head here today, so bear with me. Yeah, I don't have one. But anyway, basically, your liquid needs metabolic pH balancers to be hydrated into your cells. So when you're sipping it slowly, that can occur. With me, I've got a little bit of cream in here, but that's really it. But also earlier today, I had half a grapefruit. So I have electrolytes already ready to help me absorb my liquids. So that's the biggest part. I feel we all remember, or we all think, oh, it's 30 degrees today, I have to give my horse electrolytes. It's even more important, I feel, consistently through the winter to give electrolytes, especially if you don't want to get into impaction colics and things like that, and especially if your horse doesn't move around a lot. So if you have a horse that kind of goes out, stands at the round bale and doesn't move, it's really important that you get that horse moving. Lymphatic drainage is improved, yours if you're riding, and theirs, which is excellent. But just to help, just like us, you know, sometimes we'll eat a big meal and we'll feel just kind of stagnant. And after we go for a walk, we feel a lot better, and often we'll have a bowel movement, which is great because it feels good. And so it's the same thing for horses. We want everything to keep moving through, and so having them move. I know it's hard for a lot of people in the winter. In the winter here in the Maritimes, it's a good time to do things outside, like line driving even. Just line drive your horse up and down the driveway. Make sure you get your farrier to put some little corks in so they're not slipping and sliding, and maybe some pads to keep the impaction of ice and snow from building up in their hooves. But movement is crucial. But back to electrolytes. So make sure to, and again, we have really good weather systems now. Like we can tell when a cold front is going to come in. And so if you know it's going to go down to -20 or even -10, it's not a bad idea to preload your horse's electrolytes to keep them drinking. And not only keep them drinking, but be able to provide the body with those metabolic pH balancers that are going to help the cells absorb the water and the body to become hydrated. Crucially important, I feel. Make sure when you're picking electrolytes, though, that they don't have sugar. They don't have excess salt. If you're already feeding a salt, just be cautious there. And also make sure they don't have any artificial flavorings or colorings. In cold and in heat, we don't want the kidneys to have to work extra hard. We don't want to give them too many jobs to do. We want to keep them focused on what they're supposed to be doing. Let me think, what else can I say? Again, this is off the hip here. So, oh yes, cubes. I leverage cubes a lot in the winter, in the summertime too. Cubes are an excellent way to get hydration in your horse, but the key here is soaking. You have to soak them for longer than just getting them wet. Just getting them wet and letting them puff up, that's not really hydration. You want to make sure that it really soaks into the fibers of those cubes, whether they're Timothy alfalfa or pelleted alfalfa, whatever it is you're soaking. Now with alfalfa, just be cautious of the timing. There is a higher amount of protein, and protein, of course, builds bacteria quickly. So we just want to be cautious of that. But with a Timothy alfalfa or a Timothy cube, you can soak them, especially in the winter, for quite a long time. I always recommend people to have their horses vaccinated with the botulism intoxication vaccine. I do it with my horse, and I have done it with most of my horses over the years. I know it's a little pricey, but it's well worth it. Horses can come into contact with so many negative strains of bacteria, and it's just such a simple thing to prevent. And especially if you don't have complete management of your horse and you're relying on other people to do things like soak cubes or things like that, it's not a bad idea. So yeah, so I think that's it. So I think we had forage, probiotics, movement, and electrolytes and hydration, which again, drinking and hydration, not the same thing. If you can think of anything that I missed, or if there's anything you have questions about, let me know down below. I'll do my best to answer. Also, know I am retired, so I'm happy to help people free of charge, like for questions and things like that. If I don't get back to you right away, I do also have human nutrition clients, so I got a lot going on as well. So if I don't get back to you right away, don't take it personally. It's nothing personal. I'm busy, just like you are. So anyway, have a great day. Sun's out. I am going to go clean my tack first because my coach is coming today. So I've got to make sure my tack is clean before I ride. Anyway, have a great day. Enjoy the sun. Bye for now.